Let's recap how your Spurs did during All-Star Weekend.
You are Locked On Spurs, your daily San Antonio Spurs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Happy Monday. Welcome back to Locked On Spurs. We're in the Locked On NBA Network. I'm your host, Jeff Garcia, Spurs writer for Kansas 5 San Antonio, as I get my mic more adjusted for you guys. Hope you had a great weekend. As always, thank y'all for making Locked On Spurs your first listen each and every day. Free and available wherever you get podcasts. iTunes, Spotify, Kansas 5 Plus app, YouTube. Go subscribe ASAP. We appreciate it. Do that ASAP because we definitely love the help here. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Use your profit boost on an NBA future and get entered for your chance to win a trip to the NBA Finals. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. What are we talking about today? Well, we're going to be recapping your Spurs in Los Angeles during All-Star Weekend, from the dunk contest, the main event itself, to all the other events, such as the Shooting Stars. Yeah, we'll see how all your Spurs did, and then end the show by asking, well, just overall, how was the games in LA? You know, were they fun? Did the new Team World, Team USA element kind of put some life back into the main game? Talk about that and more with our friend, James Pleasure from San Antonio Sports Star. Join us from the Rue Pub. I checked everybody. He hasn't drank. He's not drunk. He's good. He's good, everybody. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. No. Follow him on X at I am Pleasure. James, welcome back.
What's going on? How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing fine, man. Looks like you're having a fun time out there at the Rue.
Always, man. It's no better place to catch All-Star Weekend.
That's right. Hey, good segue. Let's jump into it. The Spurs were well represented during All-Star Weekend. Day one to the final day, silver and black were there. Let's start off with the first event where the Spurs were there, and that was the Rising Stars Challenge. That was with Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, and Carter Bryant. He was a late addition. Mm-hmm. To me, same old. You know, same mix of rookies and sophomores trying to do their thing. But Stephon Castle, does it matter what game he's playing? I think he wants to go out there and win every single thing that's out there. What do you think about
a monster? I think the guy only knows one way to compete. It's 100% every time he's on the floor. And that's a great thing. Castle's fantastic. Dylan Harper had a nice outing and showing. And I think, it may be the last we'll see of Steph on a Friday in this All-Star format. Like, from now on, I think he's, especially for his defense, garnering respect around the league, and we could start seeing him on the Sunday game.
Yeah, Mitch tried his best to make the case that either Fox or Castle should make it. Obviously, Fox made it. We'll talk about that later. But what did you think with Fox? Should he have gotten the nod for an injury replacement?
Yeah. I mean, who would you have put in ahead of him?
That's true, yeah.
I mean, he's had that great of a season, and if you're thinking Spurs that would have gone ahead of him, there's only one on the team that would have gone ahead of him, and he was already there. Yeah. And as far as around the rest of the league, I mean, you could make cases for other players, but I don't think at that point you're splitting hairs with De'Aaron Fox and whoever it may have been, and I think the hair would have been a dead end.
Yeah, I thought for a minute there, I thought Dylan Brooks would get in because you can make a case for him. But
there is in no way world or that Dylan Brooks should be in over De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, absolutely. But nevertheless, there was also a case that Mitch tried to say that, or Castle. He was open about it on Sirius NBA Radio.
I get it. No.
Too. You can make a case for Castle, couldn't you?
No, not over Fox. Okay. If we're picking just player for player resume, you can't. The only thing that Steph can really hang his hat on that is better hands down than anything else De'Aaron brings to the table would be his defense. And unfortunately, that's not something that gets you into an all-star game normally. It gets you on an all NBA defensive team, but it doesn't get you into all-star games usually.
Carter Bryant was also taking part in the Rising Stars Challenge, and don't really have too much as far as X's and O's or stat sheet, but seal over his teammates.
Yeah, I mean, Carter had a good showing this weekend. I think his best showing was during Saturday's events at the dunk contest, obviously, and I'm underwhelmed with how it ended because, like, the fact that he had to rush his final dunk and do something simple, which kept him from winning it outright, because I guess Vince Carter, one of the judges, is talking to him, and as a young player, when you're talking to a legend of the game like that and he's engaging you, you can't be like, hold up, sir. I got to do something. Like, you're going to show respect to your elders and talk to. So I just thought that was a weird way for the slam dunk contest to end. And it wasn't even about Carter Bryant. I would have said that if it was where they ended up getting screwed the same way. Like, it was a very anticlimactic ending to something that started to have some juice there for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, let's talk more about the dunk contest. Yeah. Carter Bryant made it to the finals, came up short. Just pleasure just talked about right now. Vince Carter started engaging Carter Bryant during the time allotment, and it ate into it. And by that point, James, if he had made that dunk, he would have sealed it. He would have been the first Spur ever to win the dunk contest, because that dunk was going to be massive. Massive. He missed it on the first, on the second, I think on the third, and then that's when he started.
He had to do something just to get points on. Yeah.
But overall, I think that his best showing was the dunk contest. And I even liked his opening dunk. His opening dunk was great. But
it was fantastic. And I think what really hurt is the fact that so much time was eaten into. I think that affected those first couple of dunks in the final, because it seemed rushed compared to everything else he was doing, right?
Yeah.
And it only seemed more and more rushed with each miss, knowing he was running out of time. And I think it shorted us and us, the fan. And I get why the time limit is there, because there was a moment in time where the dunk contest was just miss after miss after miss after miss. And it was getting very boring because they were trying these harder and harder dunks with little to no success, right?
Yeah.
And I understand why it was implemented. I just feel like in this case, it screwed a great ending to a very good dunk contest in an event that needs something like this again, you know? And it's the slow death of the dunk contest has been very, very publicly talked about.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like this that is it's like they can't get out of their own way of trying to fix the dunk contest and continuing to hurt it every time they try and fix it.
Yeah. Well, the good news is that Carter Bryant did say after the event that he does want to come back. He hopes that he's invited. He feels that he left something out there, and he did. That's not a way to go out on a hurry up, I got to do something dunk. And that's what it was. But overall, yeah, the dunk contest was kind of, I think Carter was pretty much the only explosive power, got the hops dunker that was on the field. I mean, Jackson Hayes, what was that?
Great.
What was that?
That between the legs, that
yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then you had Richardson from Orlando nearly kill himself. Nearly kill himself. Literally smacked his head on the court after a failed dunk contest. And then the winner, Kashad, I mean, he could have done a layup. He would have just started dancing.
At that point, you gotta limp off the court. There's nothing you could do when you're so far off that you try and dunk it into the side of the back and wipe out on the floor. Like, it's over at that point. Just go home.
Yeah, he wiped out. Yeah. And the thing, what's more frustrating for me about anything is the dunk contest. It was Carter's to win. It was his to win. Going into the event, Vegas had him as the favorite. That he was going to take it, and it was.
And after that first dunk, he seemingly had it locked up.
Ever wanted to experience the NBA Finals live and in person? FanDuel is giving you the chance to turn that dream into reality with their NBA sweepstakes. Here's how it works. Use your profit boost on any NBA future and you'll automatically be entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. That's right, flight, tickets, and the whole experience. If you're already looking at the board and thinking about which team can make a deep run, this is the perfect time to lock in. If you love futures, this is the time of the year. Whether it's picking a team to win the championship or grab a conference title, it adds a little bit of extra layer to the excitement of every game down the stretch. And now, not only can you pick cash, but it could also send you to the finals. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. Use your profit boost on an NBA future to get entered for a chance to win a trip to the NBA Finals. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Thank you for making Locked On Spurs your first listen of the day, and thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. If you haven't already, go check out our new Everydayer Club. Access to ad-free audio feed for Locked On Spurs, compatible with Apple's Podcasts, Spotify, and every other major podcast app. An invite to the members-only Locked On Everydayer Club Discord server, which includes a group chat for just listeners of this show and, well, hanging out with a lot of other fans on Discord. You want to go to this website right now, lockedonpodcast.com/everydayerclub. Go there right now or just tap the link in the show notes to learn more. Yeah, it was locked up, and then it felt like he just got in his head. He missed the first two, the third, and then Vince Carter and the Vince Carter thing, and then the clock is ticking. He started overthinking it, and then, well, he came up short. But hey, Carter Bryant did say he does want to come back, so hopefully he does do that.
And that's cool. Like, the dunk contest has to win. Like, it lost me a long time ago, and the dunk contest is going to have to win me back. Like, it's plain and simple. I'm not giving the dunk contest the benefit of the doubt anymore. It has lost that respect.
Yeah. And then there was another event where the Spurs were represented, and that was at the Shooting Stars event. It was Team Harper. Did you see Dylan Harper on your screen there with Dad Harper and his brother Ron Jr. over with Celtics there? Again, an event that just felt rushed. Like, okay, we're done. Okay, moving on. And I did not like the celebrity passer thing. I didn't like that. I thought that took away from maybe the guys, and let's see how they're being clowns and being silly on the side.
And the problem is they keep changing these events so much, right? Like, was this supposed to be what used to be the one that was the skills challenge, basically, where Wemby and CP3 cheated it, and before that you had like a current NBA star, an old NBA star, and a WNBA star, all from the same.
Yep,
like, they keep changing this event over and over and over again, and it's one of those ones, like, if you can't fix it, it's got to go away. Just like the dunk contest. Like, give me what Unrivaled did. Give me a one-on-one tournament if this is what it's turned out. Yeah. Like, just give me something, give me a game of force with some of the best players. Just give me something entertaining, because you're screwing up all the things that used to be entertaining from my childhood.
Absolutely. And you know what? You're right. Unrivaled, they did the one-on-one event, and I saw bits and pieces of it, and it got competitive.
Yeah.
The girls were going at each other.
Do you want to see Wemby versus Chet and Ant versus KD? And, like, do you want to see all these one-on-one? Do you want to see... Those are the events, man, where you can put stars against stars, put it in a bracket format, and just own the entire weekend, because it's not competing against anything. And that's the problem. The only thing this is competing against is the Olympics, and it's still less. Like, I was more tuned into the Olympics this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, the really good thing about coming out of this event, the Team Harper Rising, the Shooting Stars Challenge, was
What
after the
Ron
event,
Harper said?
was what Ron Harper said. He goes, I'm not like LeBron James. I'm not going to force my boys to do what they want to do. Shots fired, Pledger. Shots fired.
It wasn't just that. It was the reaction his sons gave him after he said it. Like, wow.
Dylan had that look in his face like, Dad, please be quiet. Please zip it.
Yeah, Ron Harper is an absolute just gold mine of sound bites.
Well, Dylan kind of threw his dad under the bus, saying like his dad was one of missing the shots. So
yeah,
and then which is true though. Yeah,
but I mean, I feel like Dylan's always kind of tried to distance himself from his dad for the most part. You know what I mean? Not like, you know, a strange distance, but just like, you know, my dad is his own person. I am my own person. And like, it's not, he doesn't handle my affairs. It's not like we are separate people with separate beliefs and separate, because remember, there was a big to-do about his dad wanting his son in Brooklyn because of the lights. Harper was like, you know, Dylan was like, my dad doesn't speak for me. And I just feel like it's been continuous in not so much distancing himself from his dad, but distancing his dad's opinions from himself.
Right. Absolutely. And then, of course, there was the main event where Victor Wembanyama, Team World, he would finish the event with 33 points from Ant to other players.
That's almost as many as Kawhi had in one game.
Jesus. Yeah, we'll talk about him in a bit. But, my goodness, that was a great performance. Well, okay, I'm getting off track here. But, geez, Wemby, though,
that was
made a very point that he wanted to bring competitiveness back to that event. He did. From Ant Edwards to Jaylen Brown, they all said that Wemby really set the tone for the event. And, you know, unfortunately, Team World lost all their games.
Yeah.
But
he was competitive. He just wasn't competitive.
and then, like, I can only imagine what it would have been if Luka and Joker had played.
Sure. And part of me is like, this was great. It brought a competitive aspect back to the game. And I think as soon as they started to kind of go the route that the Rising Stars went with the Rising Stars rookies in G League and just kind of making it a smaller tournament than like a full-on game, I think that helps in the competitiveness, because you're not playing to choose something. You're not, you know, you're playing to like 30 or 40 or whatever. So it's like, it's a lot easier to digest, like, them expending that amount of energy knowing they get the week off. Like, it's not a full game's worth. It's not this, it's not that. And I think it worked. I do think it worked. The one aspect I am a little bit like, do I like the USA World thing? Like, it's cool because the Olympics and everything, and it's cool because we've had the debates, like whether it's here at the Root Pub or at your local bar or whatever it may be. The best players in the world right now are not American-born players, whether it's Luka or Joker or Wemby. Like, you list the top 5 players in the NBA right now, 3 to 4 of them are international, right? But they don't have the depth either. They don't have the depth that the Americans have. Like, they have the top end talent, but they don't have the overall depth of players. So I don't know if the world format works in terms of just the amount and the number of the players compared to the Stars or the Stripes. And do you want to continue to see Wemby in that format, or would you rather see Wemby play with, like, Steph Curry and Dame Lillard? Like, would you rather see him play with other stars? And I'm not sure, because this is the one-off and the world, you know, kind of fell flat outside of Wemby in this game. But I'm intrigued by it, at least.
Sure. At least 3 out of the 4 games were competitive. The final, of course, of all the games that was just snooze fest was the finals, where was that Team USA just slaughtered Team Stripes.
Workplace chaos, deadlines stacking up, inbox overflowing, and one position you have to fill is still sitting open. When the pressure's on and you need the right hire, this is Job 4 Sponsored Jobs. Indeed, Sponsored Jobs helps you reach the people you can actually fit what you're looking for, skills, experience, location, so you're not just hoping the right candidate stumbles across your post. And here's a stat that says it all. In the minute I've been talking to you, companies like yours made 27 hires on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. So if you're hiring, spend less time searching for more time interviewing candidates who check all the boxes with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results. When you need the right person to cut through the chaos, this is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. And listeners of the show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hire? There's a job for Indeed sponsors job. Tax season doesn't have to take over your life. This year, TurboTax is making it easier than ever to just hand things off and move on with your day. With TurboTax Full Service, you can have your taxes done for you by a trusted local expert, start to finish, without the stress or guesswork. Instead of spending hours trying to figure out forms, you can meet with a local TurboTax expert in person or connect online. They handle everything from W-2, self-employed forms, so you can just get to work on those deductions. You can upload your documents, go about your day, get updates right in the TurboTax app. It's a huge time saver, gives real peace of mind knowing an expert is handling it. For a limited time offer, you can have your taxes done by a local TurboTax expert for just $150 all in. If a TurboTax expert didn't file for you last year, just file by February 28th. Take taxes off your plate and get back to your life. Visit TurboTax.com/local to book your appointment today.
So Mitch Johnson goes down 0-1, I guess, right? In the finals, I guess 0-1. No, what's his record? He's 1-1 then, because he won.
No, he had to have won one game.
Right? Yeah. So he's 1-1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, I think the thing they need to fix is making it clearer how the tournament works. Because at times I was like, wait.
I think it's got to be a double elimination thing, right?
Yeah, it was too confusing. It was too complicated. I think they could have just made it very easy. A double elimination would have been perfect. Fine, move on. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, yeah. But I do agree with you. Yes, there was a lot more competitiveness. At least
it was a lot more aesthetically pleasing to watch. Like, it engaged me. It made me actually pay attention to it this year, which is nice and better than years past where it's just kind of been ancillary background noise for the most part, and you're just waiting for the next wide open breakaway dunk that's going to happen because it's happening every other possession. And you're like, who's got this awesome in-game dunk because nobody's playing defense? Like, this felt better,
Yeah, it did. LeBron, after the game, said that he wants to see East versus West again. I don't know if that's can work out in today's.
I'm at a point right now where I don't care what LeBron wants.
He's gone.
Like, either go away or you aren't the number one option on the Lakers anymore. You're not the number one option on any team you're going to go to. Accept your role moving forward as a good player to great player that can still contribute and help a team.
Sure.
But you're no longer the face of the league. You're just not. And for you to act like and I get it, you're LeBron James. You've been the face of the league for 20-something years. It's time to let it go, pass the mantle, whatever it has to be. Yeah. You just got to move on.
Yeah. It was he's still holding on to it.
And it feels like he's holding and clutching on to that. Mm-hmm. That's exactly a great way to put it. Is he's holding on to that and wants to be recognized as that still, when I feel like and this is why I'm glad he never came to San Antonio. Like, I don't think he would fit into the role that we need him to be.
Right.
He would expect to be the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that would not fly in San Antonio. No, but James, overall, now that the event's over, it was happening yesterday night. What were your thoughts? Was it improved? That was always everybody not All-Star weekend. Do you think it improved overall from last year to this year?
I think tweaks need to happen, but they're tweaking the wrong things, right? Mm-hmm. They're trying to tweak the actual dunk contest. They're trying to tweak the way that the rising star stuff works, right? Like, those are the things they're trying to tweak.
Yeah, they definitely are. They're trying to make
All-Star Sunday, huge win, boom, the whole thing, right? I loved it. It was more competitive. It was more aesthetically pleasing to watch. It was just funner, right? The weekend as a whole, Rising Stars was good, I think. I think they found a little niche with that tournament as well, between the D-League, the Rising Stars, the rookies, and the second-year players. Like, I think that's a nice little addition. But to me, it just falls down to, like, the Saturday stuff again with the dunk contest and the skills challenge that was, I guess, the Harper's Brothers challenge. Whatever they've turned it into now. Like, I feel like they keep tweaking it to try and save things like the dunk contest instead of doing the big overhaul tweaks that they need to do to really save All-Star Weekend, which is add a potential one-on-one tournament, to add a horse tournament, to bring, like, because the three-point contest is still fun. I love the three-point contest, and seeing Dame win it, rehabbing from a torn Achilles, was freaking awesome. Like, I thought that was really good with Con Kneifel and him and Devin Booker, like, aces for the three-point contest. But you don't have to tweak that. It's always been fun. It's a rack of balls at each set around the court, and you go and you get a money ball. There's not a lot of tweaking you have to do to an event like that. It's just, are you a good shooter or aren't you, and who's the best, right?
Yeah.
There's not a lot that needs to go into that. With the dunk contest, it feels like it's become more about props and how difficult of a dunk can I make it, and how many chances do I have to. Like, it feels like it has been turned upside down from what it was when we were kids, which was Michael Jordan's going to go dunk from the free throw line, right? He's going to double clutch it and kiss it off the glass and dunk it. Like, it feels like it's become something other than what it was meant to be for the most part. So scrap it. Get rid of it. Like, if it can't hold the eyes and the viewership anymore, reimagine a different event. Same goes for that skills challenge. Do a one-on-one tournament. Do a horse tournament. Do something that people will get competitive about, right? Because a horse tournament just basically turns into, who are the best shooters? Like, can you do this thing? Can you make a shot from half court? Can you make one from the scorer's table? Can you make a mid-range elbow jumper off the glass if I call off the glass? Like, that, a horse tournament challenges skill. And I think that's what this is starting to lack, is skill. Basketball is still a skillful game that we want to see the skill at its highest level, and I don't think we're getting it. And I think they keep trying to tweak and reimagine the same old events that have just run their course. It is time to freshen it up with something new and different.
Right. And with that horse event you're talking about, you can actually blend the dunk contest into it.
Sure.
Because you can have somebody say, okay, I'm going to do this crazy dunk. You got to do it too, or pick up a letter.
Yeah.
You can blend those two. You can almost get two for the price of one.
Yes. You could turn the dunk contest into a horse contest. Like, boom, done. And if you miss your dunk attempt, it is the other person's chance to challenge you. And I think there are better ways in the NBA somehow, much like with tanking right now, is just at a loss of how to fix it, or they don't want to fix it. Like, they don't want it to go away because it's a legacy event, but they also don't want to reimagine it in any real way other than what it's always been with a slight tweak here or there, instead of turning the dunk contest into a horse competition, which could also just be the dunk contest in a different way, slightly reimagined. But I feel like they're stuck because they don't want to actually do anything to change it. Much like they don't actually want to do anything to fix tanking.
Yeah.
Because I think tanking has a real easy fix.
What is it?
Stop pick protections. If you take away pick protections, then Utah's not trying to stay in the bottom 8 to protect their pick. The Mavericks weren't trying not to make the play-in last year to protect their pick that ultimately ended up being the number 1 overall pick, right?
Yeah.
Because the lottery is still the lottery. But because these are protected, people are trying to protect the picks that are protected.
Yeah.
Just make it. You're either trading a first-round pick or you're not.
Yeah. Easy. Done. Yeah. Moving on. Yeah. Basically. Yeah. But yeah, there's so many things that the NBA is under the microscope right now. But when it comes to the All-Star Weekend, I think it did improve from last year to this year. It felt a little rushed at times because of the Olympics.
Give it a beat.
Trying to get it in.
I give the entire weekend, the entire All-Star experience this year a B.
I'm with you. I'm right there. You had the same letter grade I had a B as well. Yeah, it's definitely improved. So we'll see what happens now that it transitions to Phoenix next year. James, before I let you go, how many of the money balls could you hit? Could you do the entire course?
So there's 5 racks, right? There's 5 racks. Yeah. I can finish the racks.
You get those 2 middle ones. Remember the
I figure I can finish the racks. I figure I make 2 money balls, and I figure with game 1 with 29 on his final rack, his final go, 15. I'll finish with 15 points.
Where would you put your money rack?
Right wing. Right wing.
Right wing. Oh, so it's like during your course. That's an start.
If I've got to go full money ball rack, it's on the wing. Because I feel most confident shooting from the wing. So,
see, I would put my money ball rack dead center, top of the key, top of the arc. I think I'll
something about the straightaway, man.
Yeah,
I think I make like 2 on the straightaway rack.
Really? So you're better off on the wings? What about the corners?
Wings and corners I can go from.
Wow, that's interesting. See, I think wings would be a little issue for me because that angle is kind of awkward.
I like the angle.
Like this. Yeah. He is James Pleasure with San Antonio Sports Star 94.1. Tell us about the Star, buddy.
Star's got it going on. Of course, we are going to be your home for the second half of the NBA season with the Spurs. And the main constant right now, the Spurs are for real. Like you can't if and or but anything. They are ahead of schedule. They could win a title this year, and it would not shock me. Like, I think the only thing that would shock me at this point in time would be a first-round exit. That would be the only outcome that the Spurs would have right now that would absolutely shock me. Other than that, I could see them going down in the second round to a more experienced team just because experience. I could see them going to the NBA, the conference finals and losing there. I could see them making it to the finals and losing there. And if Wemby plays the way Wemby played, whether it was in this tournament or the way he's been playing, whether it was against the Lakers or as they were heading into the break, Wemby can take over a game and win it on his own. The problem is, can this team handle a 7-game series and the adjustments, not just from game to game, but from within the game, from half to half, quarter to quarter? Can they make those adjustments on the fly? And that's my only real concern about the Spurs as we move forward. And it's going to be something I'm going to be watching, that and the buyouts. Because remember, they've got that open roster spot right now after waiving Jeremy Sohan that they have not filled. Yep. The buyout market is going to take shape. Some of the players that could be bought out could be that person that we've been asking the Spurs to see. Like Bogdanovich is a potential buyout candidate. You want to talk about a perimeter shooter? Can add that's a dude that knows his spot, knows what his job in the NBA is for the most part, and can provide that to this team.
Absolutely. And that's why you got to go check out the Star 94.1 YouTube and Extra Innings with James Pledger. All that and more. Again, James, thank you so much for joining us here on Locked On Spurs. Now go have some fun with the room, man. Go have some fun. Get out of here, buddy. Get out of here. All right.
I miss working out at the Roo Pub. When are you coming out again?
Oh my God, you gotta let me know like when you're there. See, I didn't know Pledger was there until he popped on. So I have no idea. James, again, thank you so much, buddy. Everybody else, thank y'all for making Locked On Spurs your first listen each and every day. Free and available where we get podcasts. iTunes, Spotify, Cans5 Plus app, YouTube. Check out the NBA Everydayer Club. If you want to go to lockedonpodcast.com/everydayer club, sign up. That'll get you ad-free Locked On Spurs and a Discord channel free for members to chat up about the silver and black. And we'll be back tomorrow as the Spurs season continues. So for Mr. James Pledger, I am Jeff Garcia. We're going to put a lock on this episode of Locked On Spurs.